Hello, comic fans. This is Anthony. I got Willie Moe here with me today, and this is another Top 10 edition from AWO Comics. And Willie Moe, we got a great Top 10 this week. It's a comic artist spotlight on Bernie Wrightson, and it's
awesome.
The top 10 Bernie Wrightson covers, or our top 10 anyway, our favorites.
All right.
Probably not the public's popular opinion, but
hey,
it's okay.
It's fine. It's
about.
called our top 10.
We can show you the same old covers that everybody has seen from Bernie Wrightson. We're going to try to make it a little bit, maybe some covers you don't know about. So that's what's going to be cool about it.
Okay.
Or you're not very familiar with.
Okay.
We'll be right back with that list right after this.
Whoop.
Guys and gals, we're back here with our top 10 video. Willie Moe, how's your week been?
My week's been great. And guess what? Our next video, after our comic haul video this week, is going to be top 10 graduation edition.
Oh, okay. That's right. The next time we do a video, you will be a high school graduate officially.
Officially, because
really
this Friday
right now, but
I mean, yeah, I've done my last day of school this Friday.
I told you people, if he falls going across the stage, I will have video footage.
I will not do that because we have a practice for a reason.
Well, we did go get you some new dress shoes today, so maybe you'll be.
We got a new everything.
You could moonwalk across the stage, and that would be.
I'm not Michael Jackson. I would fall immediately.
I'm actually kind of glad of that. Although I do wish he had his money, but.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we get started?
Anyway, let's get started on our top 10 edition. Again, we're talking about Bernie Wrightson this week, and Bernard Albert Wrightson was his name. He was born in 1948, October 27th, and passed away in March 18th of 2017. American artist, known for co-creating, of course, The Swamp Thing and his adaptation of the novel Frankenstein illustration work, which is really unbelievable, and that book sells for such a high price now if you can get an original copy of it. But the artwork in it is just phenomenal. I mean, some of the stuff I've seen, which you can go online and look at some of the artwork from that book, it's just really unbelievable. And he's also known for his other horror comics and illustrations, which feature his trademark pen and brush work. And just a few little things about Bernie Wrightson. Began his career as an illustrator for the Baltimore Sun newspaper in 1966. 68, he was hired by DC and was a regular artist on House of Mystery and House of Secrets, in which the famous House of Secrets number, is it 192, I believe it is?
It is 92.
92.
Which I have on my list.
First appearance of Swamp Thing, drawn by Bernie Wrightson. I think the model for that cover was his wife, I believe.
Really?
I believe I've heard that. But if I'm wrong, I will correct it. He and writer Lynn Wein created Swamp Thing, number 92, July of 1971. Character soon received its own monthly series, which Wrightson drew his first 10 issues. He began working in 1974 for Warren Publishing magazines. He illustrated adaptations of works by well-known horror writers, including The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe and Cool Air by H.P. Lovecraft. He also drew the comic book adaptations of Stephen King's screenplay for Creepshow in 1982, which led to several more collaborations with King. Wrightson spent several years creating an illustrated edition of Mary Shelley's novel Frankenstein, which was released in 1983. Later in his career, Wrightson provided concept art for various films and television series. I mean, well, he was just a phenomenal artist. And some of these covers that we don't mention are in this top 10 are my favorites, and most people know about those covers. I think you've got a couple of real famous ones though.
Yeah.
In your top 10, you know, I mean, probably Bernie Wrightson and Frank Frazetta are the two leading horror comic artists. Neil Adams is great, but Neil Adams he's known for other things besides horror. But Bernie Wrightson, he did do some other stuff, and that's kind of what I featured in my top 5. I think I've got one horror book in there, maybe two. But he he's really known more for his horror stuff. So, whose week is it to go first?
Me.
On our top 10. All right, we'll start us out.
All right. Well, my number 5 is Detective Comics number 425. It came out in 1972, and you already know who the cover artist is.
Yeah.
But this book's pretty cool because it's Batman, and I don't know if this is Gentleman Ghost. It's probably not.
I'm not sure. I know that there is a Gentleman Ghost in Bronze Age. I thought that
It's a green ghost on the cover.
I
I remember.
think it's Gentleman Ghost.
But he's riding something, and that ghost is got like attire on that Gentleman Ghost would have on, and Batman looks like he's trying to jump on top of him and trying to fight him.
Page comic.
I think so. I can't recall.
Actually, a reprint story. A lot of those 100-page comics did a lot of the reprint stories from the Golden Age era. So
Yeah, maybe, but I still love this cover. It's really cool.
All of them had original covers. So. And Wrightson didn't do a lot of Batman work, so that's pretty cool. You know.
All right.
I was going to steal that one, but you got it first. So.
I saw it first.
All right. Well, my number 5 is Batman Aliens number 1 and 2. Because it was just a 2-issue series, but we'll just include both covers in the number 5. It's a DC Dark Horse collaboration in March and April 1997. These covers feature Batman and the Xenomorphs, the aliens from the movie Alien. And I've not read this story, but just some synopsis stuff I saw about it. He's battling these aliens in the Amazon. And he comes across this Mayan ruins, and apparently they were in there. Of course, you know, all the aliens, their main priority is to populate their species. You know, in all the movies, that's what they're trying to do, you know. So I don't know how this turns out. I've not read these stories, but these covers are phenomenal. I think the number 1 cover has Batman. It's like a Two-Face type cover. It's Batman on one side and then the alien species on the other. And Bernie Wrightson did the art. These are painted artworks. And then the other one is just a complete Batman versus the alien cover. And it's really, really cool as well. I'd like to get these 2 books just to give them a read. And the covers are really cool too. So.
All right. Well, my number 4 is House of Secrets number 96, which came out in 1972. Now, this book was... had these ghosts, all these ghosts, there's a bunch of them, ghosts flying in this window. This little boy's looking up at the window. All these ghosts, ugly ghosts, or look like ugly witches, are flying through the window and trying to scare the little boy. And it's just a really cool cover done by Bernie because this book is scary. It was really scary for horror genre at the time. Yeah. And I just like how cool and scary these books can be at the same time because of how artistic they were.
Right. All right, well, my number 4 is Marvel graphic novel number 22, came out in August of 1986, featuring Spider-Man in a story called Hooky. And this story is a little bit out there. It has received some criticism over the years as just kind of being way out there. We and you always talk about jumping the shark, you know. I've read parts of this, and it is the story is really not for me, but I will say this, the artwork is phenomenal. The wraparound cover on the graphic novel is really, really good. Wrightson's, who has not done a lot of Spider-Man work, really put a lot into this book. And I don't know if he did the story. I know he did the inks, or I think his wife maybe did the inks on this, but he did the cover art, the interior art, and I believe he did the lettering in it as well. But I don't think he did the story. But the story wasn't very good. I wasn't a fan of the story, but I love the artwork. And really, this is about the cover, and I love that cover on that book.
All right. Well, my number 3 is House of Secrets number 100. Came out in 1972. This book it's about the same thing as the 96, which I had on here, but it's got these the ghosts are green this time, and this guy's waking up, and he's like scared to death because he just woke up to all these ghosts waiting for him to wake up, and one ghost has got his hand on him, and dude's like, "Ooh."
I believe we actually just showed this book in one of our comics.
Yeah, I think we have this book.
Got this book. Great Bernie Wrightson horror cover.
I also think we also have one of this book at another top 10.
Yeah. All right. Well, my number 3 is a rarity, and I had to put this in there because I'm such a big fan of this character. But Jonah Hex number 9, featuring El Papagayo, which as a Spanish student, you know that means the parrot.
Yes.
And the great Bernie Wrightson cover. Jonah Hex is staked down, and El Papagayo is standing over him, and the parrot is squawking out some words like "Jonah Hex burns to death" or something like that. I can't remember what he said in it, but the parrot is talking on it, and they're all standing around laughing at him. And Jonah Hex is tied down in the desert there, about to get ate by buzzards. This came out in February 1978. I remember reading this book. It's a really good story. El Papagayo is one of Hex's arch enemies in that western, and Wrightson, for all I know, I think that's the only Hex cover he ever did. So I had to put that one in there. It's a great cover by Bernie Wrightson.
All right. Well, my number 2 is House of Secrets number 92. There's the famous one right there.
Oh yeah.
Came out in 1971. This was the first appearance, if I can guess correctly, Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
And this book's really artistic, in my opinion. It's way more artistic than the other ones I listed.
Right.
Like, it's got way more detail. Maybe it's because like you said, it was modeled out of his wife. Way more detail on the person. And the book has way more detail than all the other books. It's so weird. It's like, these books were ahead of this one, too.
Right. This cover has been homaged to death. They've been remakes of this cover in later Swamp Things editions. I can't remember what the numbers were, but just a great cover. Story, kind of mid, I think. But
all the ugly books are going to look like
but
that.
the cover is phenomenal, and this is a very, very pricey book. To get this book in high grade now, you're probably going to pay upwards of around $2,500 to $3,000.
Yeah, it's the first Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
I would see that.
And Swamp Thing's had countless movies, made about him. So it's a really good book for sure. And Wrightson is also the co-creator of Swamp Thing as well. So Swamp Thing and Man Thing, it's interesting. They came out at the same time.
Yeah.
I
think
Swamp Thing was first.
I think Marvel
And Man
made it
Thing was
to
second.
they made Man Thing to like either make fun of Swamp Thing
Yeah.
or as like just to copy their idea technically. It's a wonder how they didn't get sued for it.
Yeah. Well, he looked different enough where it was kind of hard.
It had the same story and everything pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Well, number 2 from my list, and we've talked about this book before, Dead of Night, number 11, August of 1975. And I did this one because it's a Marvel cover and it's an original cover with Wrightson doing the artwork, Gil Kane on the inks, and this is the first appearance of Marvel's version of Scarecrow. And there was actually another Scarecrow that was an Iron Man villain before this one, but this is a reintroduction of Scarecrow. And then they later had to change the name. I was talking about lawsuits. They had to change the name of this character to Straw Man because he did resemble the DC character.
That's what you call too much copying.
Yeah, and had the same name. So I think DC forced them to change it, or they had a lawsuit waiting on them. But just a great little.
They
cover.
back then they probably make characters to make fun of other characters for their franchise, and then when they made that character, DC was like, "Hold on there, that's too far."
This was a cool little cover. It was a one-shot deal for Dead of Night. Maybe it was because of the lawsuit stuff. He did come back in another issue of, I think, Fear. I'm not sure what it was, but I do have that other issue. But this is a character that never really caught on. Maybe because, I don't really know what the reason was, because that first story was really, really good. But a really cool Wrightson cover right there.
All right, well, my number 1 is it's pretty famous in my opinion because it looks so cool to me. Swamp Thing number 7 came out in 1973, and Swamp Thing is hanging from a building, like he's just hanging from a building with one arm, and you can see Batman in the bottom of the right corner flying up to him.
And this is the first meeting of Swamp Thing and Batman.
That's awesome. Do
And
you
they
know?
teamed up,
Do
and
you?
brought even the boat.
So do you know if they fought in that comic or did they?
I do not.
I mean, I could see why, considering fact he's just climbing a building in that cover.
I have this issue. Actually, I have a couple of copies of it. Never read it, to be honest with you. But I think it would be a good read, though. I may have to give that a read for sure.
All right.
I'd like to start reading some Swamp Thing just from 192 and then going into the original series to see,
I feel like to be honest, I feel like Man Thing was a cool character though. And I can't tell.
I've read some Man Thing.
Man
Not very
Thing,
much
the
Swamp Thing.
guy that could set you on fire for being scared of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of overpowered.
All right. Well, my number one is a famous cover. DC Super Spectacular number 4 came out in January 1970, and this is featuring Weird Mystery Tales. And this is the famous Bernie Wrightson cover of the demon sitting on top of a person inside of a satanic type circle. And again, this is a double-sided cover. It has the same cover on the back side without any logos or anything like that in it. All those Super Spectaculars were two-sided. This would have been cooler if the backside, people have talked about this, this would have been cooler if the backside would have shown the back of the demon. Like
That's pretty cool. Someone should remake that cover to do that.
Everybody always wondered why they didn't do that. I've seen tons of questions on comic forums and stuff about why
It's reasonably questioned.
It would have had to have been redrawn, and maybe he just didn't have time. He's probably been, a lot of these covers were facing time crunches, you got to get it out there. We need a cover, something to do the cover with, so. But this has become a famous Wrightson cover. And I've been trying to find a copy of this book because it's one of those square bound books. Really hard to find a cheap copy in high grade. This book sells for around $350, $400 in a high grade on eBay. So
I don't know if anyone caught it on camera there, but I just had a shiver.
did you have a shiver?
I did have a shiver. I kind of
shiver me too.
Yeah, I kind of like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure someone could see it. I kind of like twitched like that for a second. I was like, ooh.
Well, that's gonna be our top 10 for this week.
All right.
We got it done fairly fast.
We did.
We didn't keep you too long, but we're glad you tuned in. And if you like this content, hit that subscribe button, drop us a comment, hit the like button, and hype us up. We could use your help there. Again, we appreciate everybody watching and commenting on our videos. You guys have a great rest of the weekend as well. Willie Mo, you got anything else you want to say? Is there a video game of the week this week?
Maybe there is.
What is
it? It is Devil May Cry 5, which I just bought with some money today. Okay. It's a pretty cool game. But the show is also really good as well.
When did you buy that? I didn't know you bought it.
I did.
Is that what you bought with your card?
Yes. It was on sale for $10.
This boy wastes more money on video games.
Hey, it was on sale. It was 75% off for $5.
Oh, okay. Well, we can live with $5, I guess. That might not break us too much, right?
Yeah, it's not going to break us that much.
All right, guys. Again,
it's not your money.
Shut up. Don't ever interrupt me when I'm doing our closing. Anyway, guys. Anyway, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you guys watching. As always,
go Dogs.
Have a great week.
See ya.